Back in the 70s, board games and improv theater had a baby, and it was called the role-playing game. These games allowed a generation of kids to live out their dreams of slaying dragons and saving kingdoms, all while sitting in their bedrooms and basements. Today, gaming has moved into the cultural mainstream, and role-playing games are back with a vengeance. Join us now as 5 of these former kids come out of the basement and onto the internet to experience adventure, mystery, and obscure pop culture references. It's time for Roll for Combat!
Hey everyone, welcome to Roll for Combat. I'm your GM and host, Stephen Glicker, and in this week's episode, we finish up the space combat one way or another. Either the boys manage to get onto the ship, find a treasure, and get off before it explodes, or this is the last episode of Dead Sons, and we're going to go right into the Fall of Plaguestone. Find out this week. So a little bit about what is going on at Roll for Combat, because this is it. This is the week of Gen Con. This is the week of Pathfinder 2nd Edition. This is a week of changes to both Pathfinder and Starfinder and Roll for Combat. They're not bad changes. They're just changes. So let me go through every single thing to expect in the near future. First of all, Roll for Combat Dead Sons is not going anywhere. We are continuing to play it. We actually have several months of episode in the can, so don't worry about this show. It's not going anywhere. However, the schedule is going to change. I believe I'm going to move the show to Fridays starting next week. So instead of Dead Sons coming out every single Tuesday, it's going to come out on Friday instead. Which means the Fall of Plaguestone is going to be coming out on Tuesday instead. The reason I'm doing this is that the Dead Sons actually takes me much longer to edit. The Dead Sons always has these intros and the outros. The Fall of Plaguestone, as you're going to hear, is a much tighter podcast, and there's no intro and there's no outro. It's just the show and nothing but the show. Hence, that one's a lot easier for me to edit. So, just to make it a little easier for myself, I'm doing the easier show in the beginning of the week and the harder show at the end of the week. That's why I'm doing the change. I also need enough days to actually edit 2 shows at once. It's a lot of work, so I'm going to be dying for the next couple of months, but it'll be worth it. In addition, on Thursday, bright and early at midnight, first day of Gen Con, the first day that Pathfinder 2nd Edition is released, go to the website, go to the YouTube channel, and go to the podcast. The following is going to be released. We're going to have a review of the Pathfinder 2nd Edition core rulebook. We're going to have a written review as well as a podcast review. The podcast review is also going to be on YouTube. It's the same review. In addition, we're going to have a written review of the Bestiary. Both those written reviews are by Jason McDonald. And, of course, we're going to have the very first episode of the Fall of Plaguestone. And for those of you who like this show, all I'm going to say is that the Fall of Plaguestone is 100% different. It is night and day. The 2 shows couldn't be any more far apart if they tried. I would say this show is me and my buds, and we're sitting around, and we're kind of joking. I mean, you guys know, it's episode 95. I don't need to tell you what this show's all about. You know what the show's about. It's basically like you're sitting down with us and having fun, and we're geeking out and playing some Starfinder. The Fall of Plaguestone, however, is very serious role-playing. Everyone's staying in character. Voices galore, sound effects. I don't think a single geek culture item is said anywhere. It is a very, very different show. It's the best of both worlds. We have a geek out fest with Starfinder and the heavy role-playing fest with the Fall of Plaguestone. I'm going to be very curious to hear what you guys think about each episode. So, yeah, I hope you guys listen to the Fall of Plaguestone. It's got a fantastic cast. We're still using D20 Pro. Kind of changed it up a little bit here and there to make it more fantasy. You'll hear it in the near future. And the adventure is a great adventure. The best thing about it is that it's only from level 1 to 4. So it's about the same length as one book in an adventure path. So you can actually hear the whole thing from beginning to end. I might actually do that going forward, because right after the Fall of of Plaguestone, Erik Mona's new adventure is going to be released. That one actually is much bigger than the Fall of Plaguestone. I'm going to see him in 2 days, so I'm going to pick his brain and find out as much as I can about that adventure, because I love Erik Mona's adventures. Again, the adventure is coming out. It's called Dead God's Hand, and it's a 128-page hardcover adventure that takes place at Absalon, the city at the center of the world. Oh my god, I'm going to definitely have to do this adventure. It sounds really cool. Probably levels 1 to 7 if it's a 128-page hardcover adventure. Oh boy. Well, anyhow, let's get through the Fall of Plaguestone first. And oh yeah, by the way, I am going to be talking to Jason Bowman while I'm at Gen Con, so I'm going to try to get him on the show. I'm going to have him hopefully play the adventure with us, which you guys know I love to do. Oh, one more thing. If you've been listening to my interviews, you know I interviewed Stephen Radney McFarlane a couple of days ago about the core rules, and he wrote Book 5 of the Dead Sons. So I kind of forgot to invite him on the show, and he called me out on it. So that means he's going to definitely be on the show. In fact, I was supposed to play tonight, and we actually canceled to make sure I can get him on the show, as I'm going to give him his favorite NPC from this adventure, and he is going to make them pay. That's all I'm going to tell you. I can't wait. Anyhow, with that, let's get to this week's show. You find a ship after just moving for just a few minutes, sure enough, exactly where you think it would be. The ship appears to be heavily damaged and is leaking plasma. That is what the ship looks like. I put it in the handouts. What do you do?
Scan
your ship
for...
is, by the way, difficult to maneuver because now you have something sticking out of your ship. So there's major penalties, by the way.
Do some scans to see if there's anybody on board.
Jason McDonald is playing the Ahsoki mechanic Tuttle Blacktail and his drone, Shudder.
Sure.
Scan for life signs.
Chris Beamer is playing the Tiefling Technomancer, Akiro the Just.
Well, also, damage like that is really a responsibility of the ship's engineer, not so much the captain.
Bob Marquis is playing the human envoy, Rusty Carter.
That's true.
Right, that was not a good roll for once. So
I can add 2.
2 still becomes a 24.
26.
I can add 2.
That doesn't matter. You don't have enough.
Wait.
You can do it again, though. I mean, you're not in combat. You can just keep going. And I doubt you want to take a 20, though, because you do want to kind of do this fast, because time is of the essence. Would you like?
He can take a 10 for a 34.
He doesn't take 10s. 32, good enough. Appears to be no life signs, but it does look like the ship is might explode soon. So what do you do?
But do we go over there and try to send the all-clear signal before it blows, or we just blow the ship? All right.
Yeah.
How do we get over there, though?
You can just dock.
Okay.
Yeah, you can dock. It's like a generic docking collar. You can just dock on the ship.
All right, so let's do that. Let's go quickly, though. We run.
Okay, you quickly run. You do the docking maneuver. Since the ship isn't moving, it's actually pretty easy to do the docking maneuver. It's like just dead in space. And you can't use the... Was that port or starboard? The one that
left is port.
Port.
No, left
so the
is
port.
Yeah, port. Yeah.
Yes, left is port.
The port docking bay is gone because that's where they attacked you from. So you have to use the starboard docking bay. You go into the starboard docking bay. Who's gonna be on the away party? Who's the red shirt?
I suppose if it's anything computer related, I gotta go.
There it is.
I guess all of us, right? Does someone have to stay?
Not me.
We don't need to stay. There's no reason to stay.
John Statz is playing the Vesk soldier, Mo Dupinsky.
We put the ship on lockdown. No one's going to take it.
You're attached to the other ship. So what's going to happen?
We need to get that out of here. Yeah.
No, you're attached to... You got a lot of ships on you right now. You got a ship inside of you that was used to board you, and now you're attached to this other ship, which is the cultist ship that's about to explode. Who wants to go over to that ship? It's literally another map.
I could stay here and be a pilot in an emergency. You could tell me on comms if like to get everything, to leave quickly when you get back.
Akira? No. We need to do duty and actually defend the ship, which means go with the rest of the party.
Now, there is a reason for someone to stay back. One person should stay, because that way you don't have to run all the way through our ship to get to the bridge, to fire up the engines, to get out of there. You know what I mean? Like, someone can be ready to go. As soon as people get back to our ship, we can leave to avoid the explosion. So
Doesn't that sound like the captain's job?
Yes, you should stay. You should
yes,
stay.
I should.
Yeah, you
yes.
should. Agreed. All right, so the rest of us go.
By the way, I know I'm now going to die with the ship, but still.
Oh, you would all die because it will explode and kill everyone.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone's going except for Rusty.
We've seen this before as well, with Rusty staying behind.
That's right.
Try not to get eaten by a giant monster out here.
Yeah, that's right.
Rusty.
Okay, you have boarded the ship. You are inside the airlock. As you board the ship, sure enough, you see warning signs. There's like countdowns. There's flashing lights. Yeah, those all point to bad things going to happen. You hear the minimum safe distance, like signal from aliens going off. Keep going. Looks like you got a few minutes before the thing blows up.
Is there any indicator how much time we have?
3 minutes.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, we go.
You go? Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay, you exit the airlock, and this actually appears to be the bottom portion of the ship. The ship seems to actually have 2 or more layers to it. It's a rather large ship, and this appears to be a cargo chamber filled with blood.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
And other horrific things. It seems like this was used as a worshipping area for the cult of the Devourer, where they would sacrifice, kill people, and then paint the room with blood. What do you do? There's a door to the north, and that's it.
Even though there's no life signs, I'm going to have my weapon out, just in case.
Yep, me too. Because there could be undead.
Mm-hmm. There's a door to the north.
Yeah, my sword is out.
Guys, undead are a protected class, and you shouldn't be discriminatory towards them.
Not a big fan. Not a fan.
Do you open the door?
Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Unless they're in the service of Asmodeus, then, then I like
You open the door. This appears to almost be like a battle bridge. And to the north and to the west, there is the elevator.
Turbo lift?
The turbo lift. There's literally a turbo lift that can hold 4 people. Hey, there's 4 of you. Look at that.
Well, I mean, so this bridge, we don't need to deal with anything here, I'm guessing.
You can try. Time's a ticking. What are you doing?
I'm going to check the battle bridge and see if there's a terminal I could get on.
I'm going to push the elevator button so it gets here quick.
You just keep pushing it. That usually helps.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a computer's check to see what you can figure out. 24 does not do it. 38 does do it, however. You quickly type in, find that, yeah, you can send the all clear from the battle bridge if you want. It's up to you.
I vote yes on that.
Let's do that then.
Okay. You can send the all clear. You send the all clear.
All clear. Nothing going on down here. Yeah, we're good. How are you?
2 things. 1, you got about 2.5 minutes left, so you're still okay. 2, you know for a fact, Akiro knows for 100% fact that captain's quarter is going to have a ton of loot, as this guy was second in command.
Oh, let's get greedy!
Wait, is Rusty on comms as he hears this? I just want to check.
So, what do you do?
Wait, and the captain's quarters is upstairs, so we're gonna go. We're gonna activate the lift and go in. Let's do this. We need the loot.
Okay, you guys can go in. You guys going in? Oh, I see everyone in. Tuttle, are you go? Oh, Tuttle's in. Okay, you guys are going
If
up.
we're gonna lose half the party, we might as well lose 3/4 of them.
And we all have haste circuits, right? So we can
I don't.
actually.
Well, we all have them. Oh.
Well, also, Shedder doesn't have one, and your taste circuit's almost done.
Well,
Okay,
I have, like,
you're up to
5
the
rounds.
you're up to the next level. Do you open up the door?
Do we judge that this is the top level?
Yeah,
or no?
this is it. This is
Okay,
it.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is
Open the door, yeah.
Would Akiro know the layout of the ship well enough to know where we're going?
Yeah, it's true. I might have been on the ship.
You actually do know the layout, more or less. So let's see where you are now.
Let's run it.
You know to the north is the main bridge. There's a long corridor that goes all the way down to engineering. You also know that to the upper right, there is the captain's quarters. Past that skull on the floor.
Skull thing, yeah. All right,
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah.
You hear over the comms, once you get to the captain's quarters, why don't you can see if you can actually sort of bridge me into their software?
Oh, we don't have time for that nonsense.
Damn it.
Nice try, though. Door to the north, you said? I like how their ship has got, like, skulls and, like, it's all beat up and there's blood and crap around. I like it.
Yeah, there's spikes on it, too. I'll show you, like, other parts, too.
All right.
So there's a door to the north. You opening up that door?
Where's Mo? We need your bag of holding. Get over here.
Oh, his bag of holding. Yeah,
We're just going to dump everything in. Anything that isn't nailed down, right?
that's true. Pretty much.
You open up the door. You look around. This doesn't look like the captain's quarters. Then Akira remembers, oh no, it's to the south. This is, I messed up. I haven't been on the ship in a while. Oh, sorry, guys. 2 minutes left. It's to the south.
All right, not a moment to waste.
You go to the south. There's a little room that's 15 by 15. Appears to be like a private dining room for the executive staff, if you will.
Captain's dining room.
I'm sorry, did you talk about me?
There's a door to the south. What do you do?
I open it. Follow me.
There we go. That's the captain's room. It looks like the Jiggly Man's room.
The honey pot.
Pot. That's right.
Perception.
Yes.
Yes.
You better hurry up. Yeah, sure. You start looting the place. You start like throwing everything all over the place.
Yes.
I'm gonna check this door to the left.
Okay, the door just goes into a corridor.
I rolled 21 for perception.
21. There appears to be shelves to the northeast, desks to the south. Shelves to the northeast, desks to the northwest, and his bed. There's a closet to the southwest and a bathroom to the southeast.
Okay, so there's a bed, there's a shelf, there's a desk, there's a closet. I'm going to go to the shelf.
Bathroom.
No.
take the
Just
closet.
open. Oh, no. You guys open the closet. Mo is just going to slide everything on the shelves and the desk into his arm cargo thing. We're not searching anything that's
Right.
all the plants that are on the desk, all the stacks of papers, the bags of potato chips, the empty
Whatever's
water
not nailed
bottles.
down, basically. Right?
Yeah, it all goes in there.
He's like opening up his bag of holding.
Yes.
He's just like,
scoop this in.
if
We
he
help.
could, he'll pick up the shelf and put the shelf in. Just the whole
Exactly.
the bag of holding.
Okay, you all hear over broadband comms. Potato chips? I'd love some potato chips. Could you get me some potato chips?
Not now, Rusty. We're on the clock
empty
here.
bag.
All right, okay.
Okay, you pour that all in. You got about a minute and a half left. You figure you're going to need about 30 seconds to get off the ship. And you got about 30 seconds to be safely get off the ship and disengage. So, okay, everything on the shelf is in the bag. Everything on the desk is in the bag.
I do a quick search under the bed. I look
Give me
under
a
the
perception check.
bed. I say, help me look under here. Like, take a look. Not too bad.
26. Anyone else helping?
No, Mo's going to be.
Not there.
Have I gotten everything
Tunnel.
off the shelves?
Yeah, you got everything off the
I'm
shelf.
doing the closet right now.
The closet just has a large assortment of skulls and spikes. Doesn't look like it's anything worthwhile.
There's
Mr. Akiro notices under the bed a dented steel box.
I grab the dented steel box.
Into the arm. Don't
And
even
into
open
the arm
it.
it goes. Into the
Don't
arm it
even
goes.
open it.
You like go under it, but then like your cloak gets stuck on like the bed, like
No!
the springs above. You're
The
like,
bed goes into the box.
I use my unseen servant to help also. Unseen servant.
oh, there you go.
That's
You
in
get-
servant's like helping.
Akira goes into the box.
He
What's in
just
the box? What's in the box?
Everything goes in the box. All right. The only
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
that doesn't appear to be taken are the bed sheets, the pillows, and the spiked accoutrements and other
Ebenezer
sundries.
Scrooge's room, like in when he dies and they take everything.
All right, let's get out of here.
Wait, what about the bathroom? Wait, what's in the bathroom?
The bathroom
Yeah.
appears to be a bathroom. It has some really weird instruments, things that you probably, like all the horrible things your dentist has. That's what he has. He doesn't
All right,
have like
so-
a toothbrush or toothpaste. He has like picks.
So I have a
and
question.
Cabotrons, all the horrible things. Yes.
What do you find in the cultist bathroom toilet?
Is that a joke? Or are you asking me?
The captain's log.
Ah,
That's a
I've heard-
joke.
I've heard that one. You got me.
That's a good one.
That was a good one.
We see the
For a
captain's
dad
log.
joke.
dad joke.
Exactly.
As he
All right,
finishes
ready?
his dad joke, it's like 1 minute
Let's
to
get
each minute.
out of
save.
here.
Marines, we are leaving.
All right, so I activate what's left of my haste circuit and run like a madman.
He's like, I am out of here.
Haste circuit enabled.
Uh,
do
you know,
not have a
Tuttle
haste
could
circuit.
actually jump on Cheddar because Cheddar moves faster than Tuttle.
That's true. Cheddar took the speed feat, so I'm going to jump on
Nice.
Cheddar.
Yeah, you can ride him like a motorcycle.
Yeah, that'll give me a little bit extra speed.
Okay, you guys literally all run to the elevator, press the button, and then you're all sitting there, and it's like dun, 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 dun,
Elevator music.
dun, 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 dun,
I'm going to look into this room while we're waiting to the north by the
Okay, the
elevator.
comes.
Oh, we don't have time. I think we got to get out of here before we die.
That is the captain's. That's the bridge. You see the bridge, and it's impressive. And you see the numbers ticking down: 50, 49, 48.
All right,
Is
we're
it,
going.
something, so is it on self-destruct or something?
No, it looks like
We're
it's
not
it's leaking coolant, and it took so much damage that the core is going to explode.
Did it look like it took damage from like being attacked in space or something?
Yes, it actually was in a battle of some sort.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
All right.
the vessel's power core is damaged beyond repair, and it is going to blow.
All right, let's get the heck out of here.
Yeah, we go.
And you guys manage to go down the elevator, run to the...
Punch it.
Punch it, Bishop. You run right to the airlock. You're going to dive through. Give me the hero exit for fun.
I like their ship better than ours, actually. It's cool. It's
Excuse me, our ship is great.
yeah, but they have a swimming pool of blood in their ship.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Let's
awesome.
take their swimming pool and their whole ship, and you're right, it's better.
It's going to blow up on us in a minute, then we got to get out
Okay,
of
you
here.
jump in.
I want a swimming pool. I don't have a swimming pool.
Okay, what does Rusty do? They are safely on board. You have 10 seconds.
I'm actually running some data analysis of how do I actually get a swimming pool on our
8.
ship.
Get us out of here, Rusty. Why are we not moving? Let's go.
I'm sorry, what?
4,
Go.
3, 2, 1. Are you not
Okay,
moving
I
the
take
ship?
off.
And then it's like, is it like the kid James Cameron, like as he leaves, you see the explosion, and you're literally like riding the shockwave?
I'm
like,
riding the shockwave right now. I'm actually still confused because I was actually trying to figure out how I was going to actually get a swimming pool, but fine. Okay, we need to take off. I understand.
You're going to have to make your bluff check again on the whole monster messing up our ship story, because I now disbelieve it again.
A monster messed up our ship. That's the reality.
Okay,
There's the full map of the ship, so you can see the swimming pool of blood.
where is it? Did you put it?
I
somewhere?
put it in handouts. All right, well, it was a cool ship, but it blew
That's
up.
cool.
Okay, the ship blows up. Your ship is in rough shape. It has taken some minimum damage from the concussion wave. It also has another ship sticking out of it. And yeah, your ship's in really bad shape. But
Excuse me?
you have a bag of holding filled with plants.
Yeah, let's so about this thing sticking out of our ship, is it something that we can push out like back into space in some way, or
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be able to repair it, and you can
Dr.
actually get it off the ship, and then using build points can sort of fix it up. Sort of do what they did
I'm
on...
delegating, Dr. Tuttle. Why is the ship stuck into our ship?
Well, it's kind of scientifically complicated, so I'm not sure how to.
The mommy
explain it
ship
to a
and the
layman.
daddy ship love each other very much. Actually, that was the coolest part of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, is seeing how they repaired the ship when they were like using nanobots to create new parts and were adding it onto the ship. I have officially designated that is how it works in the Starfinder universe.
sounds good.
All right.
That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in any science fiction movie. So, anyhow, you guys are safely on your ship. That's going to take a little while. On the other hand, you're also in the nebula, and you know that there's a small armada out there somewhere. Plus, you're only maybe 2 hours away from the planet you were going towards. What are you going to do?
I think first order of business, loot.
Yeah, we gotta
Oh, yes.
check out. There's probably intelligence there too.
You dump out all the stuff on the floor.
Yeah,
Like it was Christmas morning.
Yeah,
Dumping out the stocking.
Okay. You dump out everything into the onto the floor. You notice a couple of very cool things right away. First of all, a whole bunch of grenades were in there that were just
Hello.
like put on the.
He keeps them on his
display.
bookshelf.
Yeah, they were just on the bookshelf, just sort of like the same way you keep trinkets. They keep grenades. There was also, and Mo knew this, but he didn't say anything about it. Maybe he doesn't even tell anyone. There was a pike there, a really nice pike that he took.
Yes, I did take that nice pike. What would the name of that pike be?
Okay, so you go through, and there's 5 shock 3 grenades, which are pretty good.
That's pretty good.
There's
Right.
8 Screamer 2 grenades, which do sonic
Alright.
damage, and a advanced pike.
Isn't an advanced pike still a pointy stick?
It's an advanced pointy stick. It's the upgrade to his current pointy stick.
It's made out of carbon fiber.
John, are you even there?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
In addition, inside the dented steel box, there was half a dozen cred sticks altogether. Do you want to know what they were worth?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
25,000 credits.
There we go.
Nice.
Rusty offers to take the credit sticks into safekeeping so that none of the rest of them have to worry about it.
Request denied.
I'm sorry?
You heard me. Request denied.
I heard you. I don't understand your... Well, I mean, something weird is going on here.
Don't try your Jedi mind tricks on me.
Oh, man. Let's see. Advanced pike. It does an additional D8 damage piercing. Yeah.
Well, the good news is it's a better pike than what you have. The bad news is it has no magic items on it, and
yeah,
you
there's
can't
no
put
called.
you can't put any of your magic stuff on it because it's too
Yeah, I
high
know.
level. So.
Yeah, can't afford it.
But you
Into
got a
the
better
shitter.
pike.
Yeah, all right. Well, it goes in, I guess, my arm. It's easy enough to carry around.
So the 5 shock grenades, version 3s, those are the ones that do 3d12 damage. And then the 8 screamer grenades, which do 2d10 sonic damage. So lots of grenades and lots of credits. And that's kind of it. And other things like house plants and some other stuff. Actually, there's one other thing you found. You actually found
Yes.
a log message.
Sorry?
A log message. that
Captain's log?
Yes, the captain's log. You took it out of the toilet and you brought it with you.
Nasty.
Yes, well, you are a nasty thing, Akira. No, an actual message that you can plug into the computer. It's basically like a USB drive. What are you guys going to do with that? Are you going to plug it into one of your computers? What are you going to do?
I think yes, right? I'll assist.
Scan for viruses first.
Computers check.
I assist. Give
I
you
assist.
+2. Automatic.
I don't know if it's automatic for me. Hold on.
I'm actually very proficient in computers also, because that is kind of a techno-mage's thing.
38. More than enough. There's no viruses on it. In fact, you can tell that this was used for private communications, so it couldn't be intercepted. They do it the old-fashioned way by giving it off by hand. It will be encrypted, but it looks like Tuttle can probably break that encryption as his computers are so high, and then you can play the message, if you will.
Dr. Tuttle, have you ever tried to hack my computer?
Absolutely not.
Okay, great. I'm really glad to hear that. Wonderful.
I like the bluff.
Nice.
Fortunately, I can't make him roll twice and take the lower result.
I did not actually roll a sense motive, so I would just believe you.
Excellent.
Although I wonder what I would have had.
Oh, he
All
only
right.
rolled a 11.
No, it's close.
13.
I would have made it, but I didn't. But barely.
Barely.
Well, I will go ahead and decrypt it if I need a roll for that, or if it's just to take 20
+2.
type of thing. Or
I'll say you can take a 20 and get it. So you take a 20, and it appears to be there's just one message on this chip. Do you play the message?
it's a grocery list. Yeah, I'll go ahead and play it.
It's a woman's voice with an authoritarian hint of an electric rattle. And she says, "If we can get the last console online, the weapon will be within our grasp, and soon the end of all things will follow."
She speaks in Shatner manner.
"Unfortunately, the control board is shot. Zaz has no idea how to repair it, but Ethereal has told us where to find spares. Take the singularity and patrol the system in case that inevitable managed to send for help. Bring some of Malice's children. I will contact you again to return to the control center when we have the control board." That is it. I'll give you the text.
Interesting. It sounds like the inevitable would have been friendly.
So, Mr. Akiro,
Yes.
you kind of recognize this voice.
I think I know who this is. This is a prominent cultist. Her name is... Don't know.
It is a female android who led the attack on the last adventure you were on and stole that information. You know very little about her, except everyone fears her and cultists fear nothing. You know only her name, Null 9. That's all you know. And you know that she's an android. She was in charge. This is her voice.
Androids. You know I don't trust them. They're just not human.
You need to not be so racist.
Well,
We don't actually have a human, or other than no, we don't have a human.
Right, exactly. We have an
I'm human.
abomination.
I'm 100% human with a capital H.
In addition, Zaz, you know who Zaz is. And by hearing the word Zaz, you have a shiver up your spine. Zaz is a brother-sister duo of Zaz and Zig. Zaz and Zig are Yosoki, who like to make pranks on people by blowing off people's fingers and toes and noses. They think it's really funny, and you have seen their handiwork. That is what they consider a practical joke. They are quite sadistic.
Tuttle, your problem.
This just will not do.
I thought your people were pacifists.
Most of us are. There's a few bad apples in every barrel.
Except for a few sadists who like to blow off fingers and toes.
Just a few.
What is Malice's children? What is that?
Are
mean?
you one of those people?
No, I am
You're
not.
very slow to answer here. I'm just checking.
When she says take the singularity, is that the name of the ship that blew up?
Yes, that was the name of the ship that blew up.
Okay.
So that ship is gone. You don't know who Malice is, and you also don't know who Aretha is.
Malice's
Aretha.
children might be the little ghost dudes, though.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm guessing that the ship probably got messed up by the inevitable. That's probably what happened. Maybe.
Yeah.
What's the inevitable?
It's that first guy that attacked our ship. Remember, he came in. He was like, "What? Get out of the system! How dare you!" Blah 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 blah. And we had to kill it. Unfortunately,
All right.
you don't remember that?
Oh, you think he's the guy who was supposed to send for help?
No, it sounds like that guy. That inevitable is sort of like guarding this area of space, and they had a run-in with him. They do not want him to report and get help because the inevitable doesn't want people around here. So they're. But we unfortunately killed the inevitable. It looks like it could have been an ally.
No, that is correct. That was an inevitable. That was what you killed. And remember,
Yep.
they're actually creatures of like law and good, and they usually guard areas of space.
Yeah.
And this guy got corrupted somehow. So
And Rusty, I'd just like to point out that I would not blow off any fingers and toes unless there was a scientifically valid reason to do so.
So 60% good is what you're trying to say.
Well, if there was something to be learned from the experience, maybe.
Okay, good to know. So I can trust you, ish.
Yeah.
I mean, they like tinkering around with stuff and explosives.
Mental note: never, ever, ever have a medical problem on an Asoki homeworld. Okay, good. Let's go.
Aren't you immortal?
Let's move on. That's fine. That's not important.
That's not important, right?
he's never died.
A few thousand years from now, when I laugh at this conversation, don't take it personally.
I have a few ideas for experiments to verify that. But we're on a bit of a schedule right now.
Yeah, we're in a rush. Let's move on.
Here's actually the thing that you remember: that new recruits are often the subject of harsh practical jokes from Zig and Zag, who give as good as they get. The brother and sister tinkerers craft elaborate mechanical devices to prank those who've humiliated them. sometimes leading to broken bones, lost fingers, toes, and noses.
Oof.
That was your buddy. You kept a wide berth of them because
Yeah, I try to avoid that. Being new, I didn't want any part of that.
Yeah, you really weren't into that.
I wonder if this inevitable like tapped into their systems and it was so nasty and freaking culty that that's what messed it up.
Could be. I mean, he was messing up with your system. You guys overpowered him, but he could have actually. He was more interested in defeating you, but he could have actually done damage to the ship, hacked it, and started blowing it up.
Right.
Maybe that's what happened.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, he could have done that, except for the fact that he died.
No.
That's right. You know, I often wonder who are the good guys and the bad guys, because you sure seem to kill a lot of people. I'm just saying.
The people who attack us, that's self-defense, please.
Exactly.
Every law of every nation in all of human history. Sorry, nothing personal, those of you who are non-human. But all of us, that we've had the rules that self-defense is a perfectly valid defense.
Yeah, but maybe he was thinking it's self-defense because we were invading his space. So he was actually...
You're saying that because our ship entered his space and demanded our own way. But that's not really... Look, don't worry about that.
You were like breaking into his house. In theory,
Yeah.
that's
Where
where he
is
lives.
my Death Star? I'm sorry, I mean the Death Star.
It's
So-
yeah.
You got the gear, you got the message. You're about an hour away from the planet. What are you going to do? And you got a ship sticking out of you, which really isn't going to be so much of a problem.
Well, I think we got rid
Get
of that,
it
didn't
and
we?
jerry rig it.
Yeah.
You could spend like an hour getting it out, jerry rigging something so that it'll be fine for now.
We bored it up.
Yeah, you basically
Plywood.
Plywood,
Right,
two
get
by
out
fours.
the plywood. You get out some nails, duct tape. You're like, yeah, that will hold.
Well,
Yeah, can
there's-
we
yeah.
just tape? We
duct
should just duct tape some cheesecloth across it so it'll.
It's like The Martian. Remember when he just sort of like duct tapes the tarp? There you go. You just got,
You can do
Anyway,
anything with duct tape. Duct tape is the most amazing thing ever.
And it worked. That was a totally working thing.
I didn't say it wouldn't work. It might even work here. You could just sort of like make a wall out of duct tape, like they did on MythBusters, and voila, there you go. You got a wall.
They built a boat out of duct tape and
I know.
sailed away with it.
I know.
So good.
I've seen their duct tape episode like a trillion. They've done several. They did like 3, I
Yeah.
think, total, and they're amazing. With you can do anything with duct tape.
Those guys are so smart, man. If there's an apocalypse, you want both of them in your encampment. I mean, they crafted, they learned how to make like rope out of duct tape, and like so they have that skill. Like they can make a lot of cool stuff.
Although secretly that episode was shot in Hawaii and they just stayed in a hotel at night. But I will say those chickens, which were all over that episode. When I was in Hawaii, there was chickens everywhere. We went to like a parking lot, like a parking lot for like a diner, and there would be chickens running around. It's like they're like squirrels to us. It's just like, oh yeah, it's chickens.
That Jamie
everywhere.
though is such a wet blanket. I mean, he's like, "No, I'm having sushi." You didn't want chicken, you want sushi.
That was funny. Anyhow, so what's going on? What you gonna do?
I say we head to the nearest habitable planet.
Well,
Being
in this
the
case,
only
there are
habitable-
many
Well, there's
planets
only
in
one.
which only
There's
one
one.
of them has life signs.
Right. Let's go there.
The 6
Well,
o'clock.
I'm going to say let's get near there and scan it before anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Okay,
As long as we
here-
go there.
Okay.
This is like a ring world situation to get into Larry Niven. The creators of this massive structure of worlds and suns and everything are far beyond any other civilization that we've ever encountered. They could destroy us at a whim. I'm hoping the people who are the life signs on the one planet that has life signs are people who, like us, have opportunistically landed on it. If so, great, we'll deal with them. If they are the actual creators of this, the Ringworld engineers, if I want to go with the sequel, then they could destroy us at their whim. So let's be a little bit cautious.
Maybe they can destroy you, but not.
They could destroy us and everybody we know, and also, make our lives a living hell. If they're the ones who created this. If they're just...
I'm just saying, speak for yourself, Chris.
You're saying you're a god. Okay, Ray.
Among men, yes.
Okay. You estimate it'll take about an hour to get to the planet with life. If you remember from the last episode, there were 12 planets. All of them were dead, except for one planet, which was teeming with life. And the planet also seemed to have only one intact structure on the whole thing. They were really actually moons, by the way. They're not really planets. They're moons. They're much smaller.
I'm okay with the fact that it's still ridiculous to be able to create hundreds of satellites, a dozen satellites around a star.
Dozen stars. They created the stars too.
This is the Temple of the 12.
Yeah, that didn't undermine my point. That just highlighted it. This is an engineering structure, the likes of which implies godlike powers.
I've seen better. I saw a
There you
Dyson
go.
sphere once.
There you
Did
go.
you? I'd love to know where you found
I
that.
saw a Dyson sphere. It was out there in space. It had like a sun inside the structure.
Really, I'd love to visit that.
That's a Star Trek reference, by the way.
I
Yeah,
know,
we know.
It's the one with Scotty. We all know it. At any rate,
So,
Sorry, I insulted
who is going to?
yeah, I was just passing by that.
Who is going to pilot the ship? Because there's some extremely bizarre gravitational fluctuations throughout the system. Someone is going to have to be very skilled to sort of get past all the weird
That
warp
won't be
fields and
Mo.
stuff.
I am moderately skilled, but I think Rusty might get better.
I don't know. I thought yours was
Yeah, I
higher
would
than
say
Rusty.
so. Yeah. Sorry, what was that, Mo?
I thought
This is an hour, so you can't use the
Sure.
captain's bonus because this is a continuous. This is something that will take concentration over a period of an hour. You only need to do one roll.
I think Rusty had not Rusty. Kira
I
had
have
the
the
best
highest piloting,
skill.
is what he was trying to imply.
Mine's plus 15.
And mine's one more.
All right, so I can just assist automatically then.
Let me confirm that. Hold on. I also have a 15 piloting. I'm sorry, we're tied.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a
Mo
second.
has a +7, so he can assist. Well,
Actually, hold on a second. You're going to be assisting me, actually. You know why?
there's
If
no
I can be the
assists.
captain, I can give you a +2 bonus
No
automatically.
bonuses.
he's-
It's an
he said
hour.
that.
It's an
Oh,
hour
he said
long.
that. Sorry, my
Yeah.
mistake.
It's a
But I
long
do-
term.
I do have I do have an ability that's odd, and it's never been used before, and it's just a strange thing. Once per
Is it
day.
evil? Wait, let me just check. Is it an evil ability? Because you're evil?
No, it's a pretty neutral ability. Once per
Okay.
day, it's because I'm a themeless, like I have no theme. Once per day, before you roll a skill check, you can gain a +2 bonus to that skill check once per day.
Okay, you're the pilot. I will assist. You got an automatic assist from me because I have a
Can't
+15
assist.
piloting.
Can't assist. It's one person.
Okay, I do nothing and I like it. I cannot be the captain. I cannot assist. I'm going to simply, let me be clear, yell at you a lot.
Okay.
That you can do.
Smoke him if you got him.
All right, so should I roll?
Yes.
Roll.
Okay. Okay, now roll like a man does.
You get a 21. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Bad news.
I want the man is, yeah.
The good news is you make it to the planet. The bad news is you encountered the same monster that Rusty encountered, and the ship takes 26 points of hull damage as you
God damn it.
keep going through some of the gravitational eddies. And let's see which systems it blows up.
I defeated that monster, but you led us right back into its trap. God.
40.
It must be tracking us somehow.
I'll look it up later, but one of your systems blows up. But you made it to the planet. Good job.
right.
Life support's gone, but
Other than that, you're fine.
It might be engineering. We don't need that.
Yeah, I'll look it up. Actually, I'll look it up now.
we don't need the holodeck.
That was actually your weapons. Your port weapons are glitching. Don't worry about it. It's not like you'll ever need those.
Right, there's no space combat in this game.
And now you are about to explore this planetoid.
So does that apply to our ship? Like when we beam down, we basically have a few
There's
hours.
no
or,
beaming.
There's no beaming. You don't have teleporters. No, you land on the ship. It only has to do while you're in space. Basically,
okay.
while you're in space, it takes all
so
your
if we
concentration.
land, we're fine.
Yeah, it's like the Badlands
okay.
in Star Trek.
We could probably land the ship on the planet, Toyd. Yes?
Maybe. Now, what are you going to do? Hey everyone, Steve here. So the Space Combat, Not Space Combat is complete. 3-part episode.
Just in case you're curious how this was written, originally what was supposed to happen is it was supposed to be space combat, and then you were supposed to have boarding of some sort. Either the bad guys boarded the PC ship, or the PCs boarded the bad guys ship, but I thought, why not both? I've actually done this before in the past. It's really fun to have them like go on the enemy ship, and on top of that, the map they supplied was awesome. So why not use a map? Why don't you just quickly make a module out of it, or a mini adventure out of it? Not a module, a mini adventure. So I did, and I had them running around the ship. It adds a lot of tension. It feels like aliens, and the most important aspect was that all the treasure was on the ship. So it kind of would have been silly if they boarded and then they just like dropped treasure chests out of their inventory. So instead I had to think about, okay, how the heck am I going to organically put all this treasure to this adventure? I'll make it so that they can go on the bad guy's ship, search around, and find it. Of course, the next problem is, well, if they go on the bad guy's ship, then they're going to have 2 ships, and I really don't want them to have 2 ships, because that's going to cause a lot of issues. So we'll make the ship blow up. There you go. Problem solved. Voila. So that was all written by me. This whole episode and everything you heard, that was just made up kind of on the fly by me, to the point that I totally forgot I even did it. That's how on the fly I did it. But worked out fine, I thought. The episode was a little shorter than usual. That's only because they finally got to the planet, and I didn't really want to split it up, because this would have been a short episode or a massively long episode, and I'd rather just have a short and a long episode than just one massively long episode. So sorry about that. Don't worry. There's so many interviews and so much coming on later this week. You're going to want to be rested for the rest of this week. Trust me. And then one more thing I wanted to mention is that I'm actually not going to be doing any intros or outros, or very rarely, on the Fall of Plaguestone, so I'm going to do them on this show. I'm actually going to combine these intros and outros, so I might even be talking a little bit about the Fall of Plaguestone here. So if you don't like that, well, you can just skip it if you want. This is the only time I'm really talking on the 2 podcasts, so I'll probably talk about both episodes here and there. As for show notes, well, this one is, I'm going to have to redo show notes because now my notes are old. But, okay, new podcast every Tuesday. That is going to be The Fall of Plaguestone. New podcast every Friday. That's going to be Dead Sons. Do subscribe to us on iTunes, Android, and Spotify. People have asked, are we going to break it up into different feeds? Are we going to have The Fall of Plaguestone and Dead Sons be different? And the answer is yes, eventually. It does take work to actually break it up. So right now there's only going to be 1 feed for everything, but I am going to break it up into 2 separate feeds. It's just going to take a little while. It's actually going to be 3 separate feeds if you think about it. It's going to be Dead Sons, Fall of Plaguestone, and sort of the master feed. This is going to be the master feed. So if you just want to hear everything, just subscribe to here. You don't need to do anything else, so just let you know. Next, join our Discord channel where you're going to be able to play Starfinder and Pathfinder 2nd Edition. And on top of that, we have a big online convention starting in a couple of weeks, and we got something like 26 tables on Roll for Combat. Oh my god, there really is a lot going on this month. It has been crazy. So if you want to play some games and get some online credit and then even get to play on some specials, go to the Roll for Combat Discord channel at discord.rollforcombat.com, and you too can play in this cool online convention. Also, if you get to level 10, you get a free t-shirt, and we have brand new t-shirts. That's right. All the Fall of Plaguestone characters, which is the best art I've ever seen, period. The guy blew me away with the artwork for that show. I'm going to turn all of those characters into t-shirts. Next up, do check out, well, me. I'm going to be at Gen Con, and I'm probably going to help out a bit with the Paizo stream here and there. Between the actual panels, they just have people talking. It's Param and the other guys from No Direction, and obviously I know them really well. So I'm going to go over there and hang out with them, so you might hear me talking with some of the No Direction guys in between panels. So check that out. Next up, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Do check out the Reddit channel. Do check out the Patreon. I'm actually going to be changing up the Patreon yet again a little bit more. I might be even allowing people to listen to us record live. People have requested that, and I don't see why not. It's you're just going to be ahead of everyone, and I won't allow you to actually talk or say anything while we're playing, but you can listen to us and you can hear what it's like, and I promise you it's really different if you're going to hear the unedited version of these games. And then finally, make sure you're on the lookout for all those reviews later this week. On Thursday, the review of Pathfinder 2nd Edition Core Rules, the review of Pathfinder 2nd Edition Bestiary. Boy, the word Pathfinder 2nd Edition really is taking a long time to say. I hope we come up with a quick way to say that in the near future. Also on Thursday, Fall of Plaguestone Episode 1 gets released. And Jason's probably going to have his Talking Combat column as well. I almost forgot about that. Boy, there's a lot going on this week. And I'm going to be at Gen Con, so I got to prepare everything to have it go out automatically because there's no way I'm going to have time to do any of this. Oh yeah, and then finally, I am going to be running games at Gen Con. If you're there, say hi to me. The one on Thursday, make sure you find me because that one's going to be crazy. It's got me. It's got John Stats from Roll for Combat. It's a friend of mine, who none of you know, but it's a friend of mine. There's going to also be 3 people from No Direction. We're going to have Param, Vanessa, and Lauren. And then finally, we have a brand new member from Order of the Amber Die. He's going to be joining us too. So that is going to be a powerhouse, crazy table. So come by, say hi. You can meet everyone from Order of the Amber Die and No Direction and Roll for Combat all in one place. That's going to be Thursday night at Gen Con at the special 8 o'clock. Anyhow, with that, I will talk to you and hopefully see you guys next week if I survive this week of Gen Con. See ya.
You've been listening to Roll for Combat, a Starfinder actual play podcast. If you have a question or comment for the show, please visit us at rollforcombat.com or drop us a line at contact@rollforcombat.com. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, and other social media platforms. You've been listening to Roll for Combat. Until next week, always remember Tuttle's motto, I'm surrounded by morons.